All right. Well, we have another Thursday on our hands. We're going to have another Thursday webinar. Dave is not with us today, so there won't be as much back and forth bantering. And I don't really banter with myself there. But I guess from last week, we sometimes bring up the weather, bring up family or kids or where we traveled. And the only thing that I'll mention if you want to have a little tidbit as I'm just getting over a little bit of poison ivy. I'm sure Dave would have had fun with that one, but feeling better. I'm going to blame the dog going through the woods and getting into some poison ivy and lovingly sharing that with me. But thankfully, no one else in my family seems to have that. So we're getting over the poison ivy and things are looking on the up and up. Let's see. So what I want to quick mention before we get into the specific topic today is in the control center of your website in the upper right, there's a View Weekly Website Tutorial button. If I click on that, this link here will allow you to look at all our previous episodes, and you can sign up for the webinar so that you receive reminders and links on how to join today's webinar, which is every Thursday at 10:05 Central. Again, if I scroll through here, you'll see some past webinars. And speaking of webinars, one thing I want to mention, Dave usually puts in a quick plug and I might forget at the end. We do have a very quick survey at the end. Take as little or as much time as you want, even a couple seconds to let us know what you think, any comments, how we're doing and so forth. We look at every and all comments and take those and get back to you if we need to. So please take the time on that. Continuing on to what we have been going over, we've been going over the different sections of the control center, and we want to get in depth. And instead of having more of a high level overview, we want to get more in depth in the control center. So continuing on, under the web pages tab at the top here, we have gone over the home page. We've gone over the services. Last week, we went over the featured pages section. Today, we're going to focus on the custom pages tab. And custom pages is just that. These are pages that you can create. You can put your own pictures, your own content, links to internally, externally, wherever you want to have your print buyers go to or what you want them to see, you're able to create a custom page. So what I'm going to go over is where do you go to create the custom page? How do you create it? What are some ideas? And I have some previous custom pages I created. And then how do you set those up to display on your website? I'll go over where to do that as well. So without further ado here, again, we're under web pages, custom pages, and if you don't have any custom pages started, you won't see any other pages except this tab called Add New Custom Page. These are my previous ones, and I'll show you that in a moment. So if you were to select Create New Custom Page, you can fill in the full title. There's a short title that you can fill in. There's an image that you can fill in, and I'm going to fill in some of these as we go. We're just going to call it Thursday Webinar Test Page as an example. Short title, we'll just throw in test short title. You can see how these show up. And a photo, again, you can go to your browser or your computer or server, what have you, and you can find an image that you have. I have a nice little handy folder called Images for the Website. And just perusing on here, we'll just choose our marketing ideas for printers JPEG that I like to use. And we'll put that on our custom page. You can give your custom page a headline that shows up, a caption, and if you scroll down a little bit under this or next to page format, here is where right now image format number one or page format number one, your headline, your caption, your body text, your image will show up at the top. There's 4 different page formats that you could choose from. The 4th one does not have an image, so maybe you just need to get a lot of verbiage out to your print buyers. I'm going to leave it at page format number 1, but again, you can choose from any page format you want. My headline is welcome, and then maybe your caption is thank you for joining us today. And then in the body text, again, you can fill in as much or as little as you want. You're able to update with formatting, bold, italics, bullets, and so forth. You can insert a link. So there's a lot you can do with the body text. I'm just going to put something in. August is already here. Where is summer going? Let's party. So we're going to add a little bit of body text. Again, you can go through and look at this guy. We're going to save it. And right away, you can view it. You could also make sure if you want to have it turned on or off right away. It does default to on. If you would like to turn that page off, simply select off and save, but we're gonna keep that guy on. And then there's a view tab, so you can view what it looks like here. So there it is, pretty simple. Again, I didn't put too much into it, but I just want to give you a feel for how you would do that. There's a name of it. Here's that image, and then we have our heading, our caption, and then the body text. So this is what it looks like. And if we go back to the tab on the left called Custom Pages, you will see the one I just added at the bottom, Thursday Webinar Test Page. And again, these are all the other ones that I have done. So now that you've added a custom page and we viewed it, you're probably thinking, well, you know, where do I go to display that on my website? How do I determine where I want this custom page to show up? Good question. If we view my home page, you can have your custom page show up under the About Us tab. You could have your custom page linked if you have a theme that has this bar below your sliders called a call to action bar. You could add or link to your custom page from there. If you wanted to scroll down, you could add your custom page link from a callout box. Other more popular ideas that I've seen is when you scroll down, you can have it in the footer under the About Us or the Y print here. Those are just some of the more top popular places where you could link your custom page from. So how does one go about adding to these certain areas? If we go back to the Control Center and we click on Navigation tabs on the left. This is still under the Web Pages tab, but instead of under Custom Pages, we're going to click on Navigation tabs. And here is the About Us tab. And if we scroll down, I have some of my existing custom pages turned on. Some of my featured pages like my portfolio and testimonials is turned on. But if you look a little bit down here, I should have my test page. And what did I call that one real quick? Let me look. Thursday webinar test page. And let's see if we can find that guy here. And if he is not there, I'm going to do one thing and go back to custom pages and make sure that I do have that turned on. And we're going to save that guy. Let's go back to navigation tabs and select About Us. If we scroll down, test short title. Let's see, that guy should be in my list. I'm gonna click that. That might be the short title that I provided on the back end of that page that I put in. Test short title. Let me double check. We'll go back to custom pages and we'll click on Thursday webinar. There it is. There's a short title. Test short title. There's a little question mark about this of what it talks about if you're going to include that in the About Us navigation tab. So that matches what I was trying to find under navigation tabs, About Us. So I selected test short title. Now you can drag and drop the order of any of your pages that you would like. I'm just going to put this at the top and select save. If we go to the home page and refresh the home page here, and we go to the About Us, there it is, test short title. If we click on that, that is that test page test custom page I just created. So the About Us tab is just one tab where you could add a custom page. Another location, again, still under web pages, and on the left, we're gonna click on footer links. There's an About Us and a Y print here, a couple tabs here. And if we scroll down on here, again, my test short title is for my custom page I just created. You can add a new custom page to the About Us footer. I'm going to select that and select save, and it just brings it up at the bottom here underneath that last previous custom page. Y print here, that's another footer link. Here's my test short title. I'm going to click it and actually move that maybe to second from the top, so it shows up in the footer under the Y print here. And I'm going to select save. Always select save. Just select save. I don't want anything to happen. Just kind of a habit I have. So if we go and refresh the home page or click on your logo, I'm going to scroll down to the footer, and you'll see under the About Us, here's my test short title. Again, that's my custom page I just created. If we click on it to verify, there it is. And under the Y print here, it's second from the top like I wanted it to be. And if I click on that to verify, I'm taken to the custom page. I had mentioned some other locations that you could link to your custom page. You could add a, if you wanted to, another call to action icon here. You can have up to 6. Just to quick show you where that is, under the Web Pages tab, Home Page, there's Home Page call to action buttons. These are the 4 that I currently have. If you, for any reason, wanted to add a 5th or a 6th one, you would say create a new custom CTA button. And again, to link to that custom page that I just created, custom featured pages, all of the custom pages that you have created will show up in this drop down here and test short title. And you could say, whatever, read more, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to add an image at the moment, but just to show you if you wanted to have it, once you add your custom call to action button back under the homepage CTA, you would want to select it to show it. Typically, I see this toolbar used for, you want to get people to send a file, to order printing, request an estimate, things of that nature related to, you know, placing orders on your website. Now, I didn't add an image to this one, but you can see right away that CTA button showed up called Read More, and if I click on it, again, I'm routed back to that custom page that I created. If you wanted to add it as a custom callout box, right above the CTA, there's callout box tabs. Create a new custom callout box. Again, you could create a new custom callout box. It could be image or video embedded. And we went over this in a previous webinar, so I won't get too deep. But you could always select the custom page that you created in your callout box, create that box, and then under home page callout boxes, you would then select the new custom callout box that you just created. This would allow you to link from your callout box to your custom page. So as a quick recap, back under web pages and under custom pages is where you would select to add your custom page. Once you add your custom page, you can link to it from navigation tabs About Us. You could link to it from footer links under About Us or Why Print Here. You could certainly adjust any of your sidebar links. Sidebar links we'll get into in a later webinar, but if you wanted a sidebar link to your custom page that you just created, you would simply select if you want your top, middle, or bottom, and select any of your custom pages that you wanted to link to. That's another location that you could link. So there's a lot you can do with custom pages, depending on what information you want to get out to your print buyers, the content of that custom page, a lot of different options for you on the website. And one other thing I wanted to show you is I had created 4 or 5 previous custom pages, and just to give you a flavor of what they are, this one I kind of borrowed from another print shop and edited a little bit, but this involves a little bit more custom coding on our part. But at the bottom, there's some images to some categories, and if you click on the categories, you're taken to those specific categories, or in theory would be if I had it set up. Let's see if postcards is set up. Postcards is set up to go. So this is an example of a custom page. Maybe you have mailing services. What do? You know, who do you mail to and so forth. You can put in as much or as little about mailing services as an example. Another custom page, this goes back probably a couple months now, COVID-19 related products. Of course, I have an image of face masks, but I link to face masks. There's graduation signs, there's banners. Now you're seeing floor graphics and things of that nature. You could have a main custom page having a list or letting your print buyers know these are all the products related to COVID-19 and social distancing, and you could have a list going to those specific order forms as an example. Another custom page, this is code I had borrowed from someone else just to test out, but it looks like it's related to another location they have access to or they have an account for, going to home and housewares, just all different things here that someone could go to and order from another location. It's kind of iframed in here, would you say, but another way to use a custom page. We can add coding for you and have something like this show up. And then this last one, I was trying to see what I was trying to do and it didn't render, but it looks like an image or something of that nature is going to come up. But just to give you a flavor, different ideas of maybe what have folks done with custom pages, what could I put on it? Kind of the sky's the limit. Again, if you have a question or you're wondering, hey, can this be done? Probably just let us know and we'll take a look and see about adding in that that iframe or adding in something similar as this. But with that, let me see if there happen to be any questions down there. I don't see any questions. I don't think I have anything more else to go over with custom pages. There was one other topic that I wanted to bring up. We had recently adjusted the way you design it files are retrieved from your workflow. And what I mean by that is if you go to your workflow, and this is only related to our subscribers that have you design it. What happens is you will have you design it orders that come into your workflow. Of course, I probably don't have one here quick to look at, but what was going on is we had set up where when you go to click on a You Design It PDF, it would open in a new tab, and then you would have to download that file. And we know a lot of folks, maybe that's time consuming in that. So we're looking at it would just download the file instead of opening in a new tab. The other thing related to You Design It files is sometimes you'll have an approver from a corporate company, and a lot of times corporate customers have higher security values in place where maybe they don't allow to download a file or maybe open in a new tab. So we're adjusting in the process of making sure that files are able to be opened in a new tab but related to the URL of your website so that they're not having to either adjust their security protocols or not able to see the files at all. So instead of those files automatically downloading for those that are, say, approvers or needing to look at the files before they approve them, we're also giving that option where that'll open in a new tab, but it'll be related to an already secure URL, such as the URL of your website. More information will probably be coming once we make sure that's set up. It might already be set up. I'm looking through my workflow to see if I have any You Design It orders in there that I can show you. And I don't see anything that's sticking out to me as far as related specific to You Design It, but I want to make sure that we mention that we have set up so that it'll be easier for your customers that might be part of a corporation that has security protocols. It'll be easier for them to download their You Design It files. So with that, didn't have Dave here and I already took up a good 20 minutes and I don't want to take up any more time. Just time seems to fly by with these webinars. So I appreciate you joining in today. And again, we have a quick survey at the end, so we appreciate any feedback you can give us. And with that, I'll sign off and you'll see this recording pop up, if not today, then tomorrow on the coronavirus, or I'm sorry, not coronavirus for websites, on our page here, the website tutorial webinars page. Thank you for joining and have a great weekend.